Welcome to Free Your Mind, an experiential daily practice designed to dissolve past programming and expand your awareness of your true self beyond the matrix illusion of fear, lack, and separation. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, close your eyes and let go of all memory and anticipation. Bring your full awareness to the now, this holy instant. The purpose of this practice is to enable you to bring unconditional and unwavering peace with you into any and every circumstance, and to heal distress and turmoil. This is not done through avoidance or seeking a haven of isolation for yourself. You are here to discover that peace is an intrinsic part of you and requires only that you be there in full consciousness to embrace any situation in which you are. And as you practice, you will learn that there is no limit to where you are, so that your peace is everywhere as you are. Now take one more deep, slow, full breath in. And as you exhale, allow your body and your mind to relax. And let's begin. I will there be light. With your eyes remaining closed, repeat this idea several times to yourself and feel into its meaning. I will there be light. Today we are contemplating the will that you share with God. This is not the same as the ego's idle wishes, out of which illusions of darkness and nothingness arise. The will that you share with God has all the power of creation in it, while the ego's idle wishes are unshared, personal, and therefore have no power at all. Its wishes are not idle in the sense that they can make a world of illusions in which your belief can be very strong. But they are idle indeed in terms of creation. They can make nothing that is real, which means that they can make nothing that endures, that lasts, that is eternal. Idle wishes and grievances are the two cofactors that make up the perception of the world you see. The wishes of the ego gave rise to the perception of separation, and the ego's need for grievances, which are necessary to maintain the separated state, peopled the world with bodies which seem to attack you and call for righteous judgment on your behalf. The bodies in your perception become the middlemen that the ego employs to traffic in grievances and to stand between your awareness and the true identity and reality of your brothers and sisters who are in truth one with you. beholding only the bodies as real. You do not know your brothers or sisters, nor do you know your true self. Can such a world have been created by the will the children of God share with the infinite Creator? Did God create disaster, confusion, and pain for His children? Creation is the universal will of God and His children together. God's children are the extension of God's own being, in the same way that your hand is an extension of your body. There is no separation. There is no difference in the essence of what it is. And so, would God create a world that kills Himself? As you can begin to see the world that you experience, the world of separation that is seen in the eyes of the dream character with which you identify, the dream character being constituted by the body and entirely by the conditioning of the past. Can you begin to see that this world is not God's creation? God did not will suffering for Himself. God did not will suffering for the extensions of Himself, which are you and me and all being in creation. Today, we will try once more to reach the world which is in accordance with your will, and thus the will of God. The light is in it because it does not oppose God's will. This world is not heaven, but the light of heaven shines on it. Darkness has vanished. The ego's idle wishes have been withdrawn. And yet the light which shines upon this world reflects your will, and so it must be in you that we look for it. Your picture of the world can only mirror what is within. The source of neither light nor darkness can be found without. Grievances darken your mind, and you look out upon a darkened world. Forgiveness lifts the darkness, reasserts your true will, and lets you look upon a world of light. When we talk about exchanging the world of the ego dream matrix for the world that is in accord with your will, we are speaking about a shift in perception, remembering that perception is projection. We're not changing a world out there, but changing the mind in here so that it projects a new reality, or is attuned into a new reality, and one that does not contradict the reality of love and oneness. We are literally attempting to shift timelines, if you will, to go to another version of this world in which you see this world and all within it entirely differently. And how is this possible? It is possible simply because the world that you perceive is only a mirror of what is within consciousness. When you identify yourself as a separate being with lack, fear, and limitation, with suffering, pain, loneliness, and ultimately a being that ends its life in death. From this viewpoint, from this sense of identity, a world arises to reflect this identity that you have about yourself, this foundational core belief. That core belief must be matched by a world that is in accordance with this quote-unquote reality, with this quote-unquote identity. When you reach to the light within you, which means simply to reach your true self, not the body, not the mentations of the mind or the thoughts that you think in the language in which you speak, but your true essence, the changeless one within you. When that begins to take the place of your former identity, when you realize, in fact, wow, that's what I truly am, the world must change to reflect this new identity, this new belief, this new sense of who and what you are, what you identify your I am with. There is only one barrier to this vision, and we have repeatedly emphasized that the barrier of grievances is easily passed and cannot stand between you and your awakening. The reason for this is very simple. Do you really want to be in hell? Separation is hell. Do you really want to weep and suffer and die? Surely not. And so forget the ego's arguments, which seek to prove that all this world of suffering and separation is really heaven, that all this is really the reality that God created for you. You already know it is not so. You cannot want this for yourself. There is a point beyond which illusions cannot go. Suffering is not happiness, and it is happiness you really want. Such is your will in truth. And so salvation or awakening is your will as well. You want to succeed in what we are trying to do today. We fully undertake it with your blessing and with your glad acceptance. We will succeed today if you remember that you will salvation for yourself, that you will your own awakening. You will to accept God's plan because you share in it. In essence, it is the plan of your true self, because you and God are not two separate beings. You have no will that can really oppose God's, and you do not want to do so. Salvation, the freedom from all illusions of fear, lack, and limitation, is for you. And above all else, you want the freedom to remember who you really are. Today, it is the ego dream matrix which stands powerless before your will. Your will is free, and nothing can prevail against it. Therefore, we undertake the practice today in happy confidence, certain that we will find what it is your will to find, and remember what it is your will to remember. No idle wishes can detain you today, nor deceive you with an illusion of strength. Today, let your true will be done, and end forever the insane belief that it is hell in place of heaven that you choose. Let's practice. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, relax your mind and body and come into contact with pure awareness. Just the now of this moment. And begin with the recognition that God's plan for awakening, and only God's, is wholly in accord with your will. God's plan for your awakening, God's plan for salvation, is simply your freedom from all illusion of separation by means of recognizing that you are not really the dream character, and you never were, and that you are still God's perfect creation and remain eternally perfect as you were created. And to rid yourself of the identity with which you are entrenched into the dream matrix, all that is asked of you is that you forgive and forgo all grievances, recognizing that nothing in this world has ever left a scratch on your true and original self, the self that you really are, here and now and always. God's plan for your awakening is not the purpose of some alien power thrust upon you unwillingly. It is the one purpose in this world on which you and your Creator are in perfect accord. You will succeed today. The time appointed for your release from hell and from idle wishes is now. Your divine will is now restored to your awareness, and you are willing this very day to look upon the light in you and be saved from all the false identities that have kept you in suffering. So remind yourself of this as you contemplate and feel into your true will, your desire, your will to awaken, your will to know your true self. Proceed in this contemplation for the next minute or so. Do this now. After reminding yourself that you truly want awakening and determining to keep your will clearly in mind, tell yourself now with gentle firmness and quiet certainty, I will there be light. Let me behold the light that reflects God's will and my own. Repeat this and then let your will assert itself, joined with the power of God and united with your true self. Put the rest of the practice period under their guidance. Listen join with them as they lead the way. Do this now. as you approach the completion of this practice period, take a deep, slow, and full breath in. Hold it at the top, and hold the intention to integrate this practice, what you felt, experienced, and any insights you gained into your thought system. And as you exhale now, relax and release and let the integration take place. And remember to take this idea with you into the rest of your day. During the shorter practice periods, make a declaration again and again of what you really want. Say, I will there be light. Darkness is not my will. This should be repeated several times an hour, but it is most important, however, to apply this idea immediately whenever you are tempted to hold a grievance of any kind. This will help you to let your grievances go instead of cherishing them and hiding them in the darkness. If you enjoyed and benefited from this practice, please share your experience in the comment section. Like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to continue the journey. May you be at peace and know your true self.